Thank you. Brenda, I just have a feeling today is going to be a great day. I hope I haven't jinxed it by saying that. Oh, I love the rain. It reminds me of just, childhood times. All right, we have 1 minute before 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. All right, everyone. They tell me today is Tuesday. So it's going to be a happy Tuesday. Brenna, you know why? Because it's not Monday.
That's right.
So I'm going to call the docket. Let me know that you are here. If you don't answer, I'm not going to know you're here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Adriana Harrison. In custody, we have Carlos Martinez, Donald Gilliland, Philip Moser or Mossier. I think that may have been reset. Jose Munoz Monero. Brenda, it's not starting off very well. Kamar Simpson. Priscilla Sosa. Henry Peterson, I know you, I see you. Troy Lee. Javier Medina. Jason Brown. Marvin Smith. Christopher Medina. Juan Hernandez is in custody. Kilpatrick Taylor. Fernando Zepeda.
Here, Your Honor.
Dan Valadares Rodriguez. Thank you. In custody is Malik Estrada. Judah Castilla.
We're present, Your Honor.
Thank you. David Gallegos. Eric DeLamba. Okay. In custody, we have Christopher Reyes. Jesus, how do you pronounce that? Is it Realme?
Here, Your Honor.
Realme?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. How do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Brian Sanchez.
We're him, Judge.
Thank you. Daniel Gonzalez. April Keeler. In custody, we have Rudy Gonzalez and Christopher Reyes. Gregory Gonzalez.
Present.
In custody, we have Linnea Ray.
Counsel present. Straight.
All right. David Gallegos. Obadiah Grand Pierre is by Zoom. Rosalie Morales. Orlando Hernandez.
Is it, Your Honor, is it Roland Hernandez or Orlando?
Orlando.
Okay.
Orlando Fabian Hernandez. All right, in custody, we have Mike Onofre. Roland Hernandez.
Here.
Thank you. Esperanza Moreno. Fernando Zepeda.
Here, Your Honor.
Thank you. Kamar Simpson. All right, not the people who are not requested but are for here for status would be Richard Cantu, Jacob DeLeon, Orlando Adina, Tyrone Shepherd, Anthony Cabrera, Laura Martinez, Raul Reyes. Raul Reyes. In custody, we have Fabian Vega, Kendall Blunt, Joshua Marcellus, Saul Acuna, Robert Garcia, Ian Stewart. Let me see those two files. In custody is Ernesto Lozano, Veronica Alvarez, Robert Reyna, Alfredo Hernandez. Thank you. And Andres Martinez is at 1:30. Let me see. Is there anyone who's here and your name was not called? Yes, what's your name, sir?
Richard Flores Murray.
All right, just have a seat. We'll be right with you. Yes.
Elizabeth Pettis.
And Miss,
Elonza Belt,
how do you spell the first name?
ELANCA.
All right, just give us a moment. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. I try to keep the courtroom and the well of the court, which is the center of the court, as least congested as possible. So to attorneys, to my right, probably to your left is criminal trial division. To my left, probably your right is family violence, or as we call them, special crimes, so that they can be tied to the special crimes television series. I think it sounds better. Criminal trial division is working on a new name that's has more cachet. But just pull your file from either one of the boxes and place your file on the desk of either side that your case corresponds to, and then have a seat. The prosecutors will call you in order of appearance. So if your file was placed down first, you're going to be called first. There is no last, you'll become first. There is no, I need to run somewhere else, so you'll take me first. That's not the way it works. They will call whoever is first, they will confer with you first. Once you confer with them, if you've been given an offer, you need to give that to your client. Do not approach the court if you have not spoken to your client, if you have not conferred with the state. Once you have completed that, approach the clerk, tell the clerk what the name of your case is. They will place it here. Just have a seat. Again, I will call you in order of appearance. If you have someone who is in custody, you need to ask the deputy to have them brought out. Do not approach the court if you have someone in custody and they're not in the box, because I like defendants to know what's going on with their case, and I like for them to be present in court when things are decided about their case. All right. The other rule for everyone else. Sorry, miss, just have a seat. On the front row. Are you a defendant in this courtroom? Front row. All right. So to everyone else, if also, I'm sorry, defense attorneys, also, if your client needs an interpreter, request that interpreter. Once you requested the interpreter, do not leave the courtroom, because there's a limited number of interpreters. And if the interpreter comes down and you're not here, they're going to leave. So everyone, today is Tuesday. It's going to be a great Tuesday. Put some patience in your pocket. We will get through this docket together, and everyone be kind to everyone. If you're late, you need to be on the front row. All right, everyone, please confer.
No, that'd be an excuse to go to another court, or better yet, the state has some more evidence they need to provide to me.
Mhm.
And I guess I need to get a recent.
All right, where is your client?
He's right here.
All right, you want to grab a file from the clerk? If you came in late, you need to take a seat on the front row. All right, Judah Castillo, come forward. All right, state, what is the issue with discovery?
So there's a couple things, Judge. First, I have a order for the court as far as it relates to getting, we have the CPS records in our possession, just turns into.
Okay,
Secondly, it looks like there were notes last time regarding
everyone, please make sure you whisper.
school records as it relates to the complainant outright at school, and we've talked to mom, there's allegations of potentially exculpatory information at the school from the school records, so we need to request those. And it looks like we have the initial sane records, but not a full copy. And so I need to have those subpoenaed as well. So those are the three things that are outstanding on the case. Other than that, we do have a copy of there's three actually forensic interviews, the complainant as well as two siblings. That are within the state's possession. I think Mr. Cisneros needs to review those as well.
Okay. Yes.
First.
Okay, I'm sorry, just 1 second.
It's 7 p.m. and he allowed me to travel around the city and sometimes I might come in late for places. So that they can install cameras and.
I need to look at that.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, you got, give me a couple minutes. Get the decision on the fly.
Yeah.
All right, so CPS records are in the state's possession. The court has signed the document so that you can get a copy of the CPS records. The same records are to be subpoenaed.
Yes, Judge, I'm going to email Marina right now to have those as well as the full records.
All right, and the school records are to be subpoenaed, and the forensic interviews are in your possession, and there are 3 of those.
Correct.
All right, so with regard to the school records, is this something that's going to take time to get, or should it be fairly easy?
I don't anticipate it's from NEISD. And historically, they've been very compliant when they remember to get it done, when we call them and remind them.
All right, so let me look at the calendar here. All right, will you be able to have that? You think December 9th or December 16th?
December 16th would just, that's a month, and so that they should be able to comply.
Your Honor, I have a vacation letter for all of December.
Well, let me do this. I'm going to set it for December 16th. It's just to see that they've given you all the discovery.
Yeah, that's fair. Yes.
All right. I know you're on vacation and I appreciate vacation. Do you think you'll be able to just to zoom in?
Yes, ma'am. I can do that. Yes. ma'am.
All right. So we'll have you and your client by Zoom, and I'll note in the file, it will be by Zoom, and it should be very short. So if you can zoom in first thing in the morning, then it'll just be, oh, thank you. Can you put on that they're both by Zoom? And it will just be to see that the discovery is completed. And if it's not, we'll
That's
go
fine.
from there.
I'm gonna be doing work around the house anyway, not like I'm going on vacation.
Oh, what work are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm remodeling the kitchen, the master bathroom, and some of my rent houses and things like that. So,
And so, let me just tell you, I've seen his work. His work is excellent. But guess what? He doesn't do that like for everybody. It's just only at his house.
And it's the giving season, Judge.
Yes, because he does some beautiful woodwork. Did you know that?
I did know that.
You should see his woodwork. It is gorgeous.
I wish I may have.
Yeah. And I'm like, but I see he still has all his fingers. They say the rumor, Brenna, is that you're not a good carpenter if you haven't lost a digit.
I lost one last night.
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know if that's true.
Actually, Your Honor, part of the reason I have all my fingers is because I bought this machine, this equipment that you can't cut yourself unless you're really, really dumb.
Yeah.
And then I also bought a table saw
Mhm.
that if your finger hits the blade, it'll only scratch and the blade will stop like that. I mean,
wow.
within,
You know that it's hitting your finger and not hitting something that you want.
I've seen videos with those table saws, yeah.
yes,
But like, put like a hot dog on it,
yes.
and it just scratches it, and but I mean, it ruins your blade, because it's just.
Yes, you have to replace the blade and all that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, don't test that theory,
No, I'm
people.
not gonna test it.
And Judge, I'm not sure if it's true, because did Jesus have all his fingers? Yeah.
He did.
I had to go there with you, Judge.
But you know what? That's Jesus. That's not us.
I thought he was the best carpenter.
He's
Yes.
got special powers.
You know, I still need that. What is that place with the stairs that's in, in the church where it's a staircase that's all wood? Which one? Yes,
In New Mexico, there's not one nail in that.
yes.
I just heard about that.
So my mom watched the documentary and she watched the movie. And so supposedly this carpenter came into town, just this complete stranger. And he did that for the nuns and then he disappeared. Nobody to this day knows who completed that work, but it's the most beautiful staircase. And you're right, it's not a single nail in it. It's like,
Not badass.
yeah. So I don't even know if they allow people to walk on it. It's beautiful, right?
They say, I just found out about it.
And you say it's in New Mexico? Santa Fe. Okay, I'm going to see that. Ah, okay, that's on my list to do. All right, have a good day. You're welcome. And I didn't get a chance to meet my student, Johnny.
I don't know if it's here yet. Let me see. Or.
I don't know. Well, ours. Juan Antonio.
Thank you.
No, it's, yeah, it's a.
Morning.
All right, could I see Saul Acuna, please?
Daniel. Daniel.
Good morning. Hmm? Yes. But you need to keep your voice up so I can hear you. All right, my understanding is that you want your curfew to be changed from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m.
That's for work hours.
What place is open till 1 a.m.?
It's not that it's open till 1 a.m. It's that it closes on 11 to 12 sometimes, and it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to close.
2023, 2 hours, 6, 7.
Okay.
All right, and
Today.
do you
Yeah,
have
Let me.
proof of your work hours?
I'm not good at.
Yeah, only have a job offer letter that was sent by the manager.
Okay.
All right, could I see someone from the state criminal trial division?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so this is Mr. Acuna. And he's requesting that his curfew be changed from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. for employment. He says that he would be working at a restaurant and they close at 11.
That she's currently on GPS.
No, they haven't been able to put GPS on him because he's on the wait list. And I know that when I place people on GPS, there's a reason. And I'm sure it's because you're young and you have this evading case. So have you looked into any other employment?
And those are Perez,
Why not?
those are Perez.
That was gonna be a quick process, and I've always been working there for like,
You know,
3 years.
we're trying to track the markets. In the middle of trying to
I
track
tried to
now.
get the job back good, get started, pay my bills.
All right, I'm going to tell you what I need from your employer. I'm going to need a detailed work schedule. And I know that sometimes when you're working, the schedule comes out on a specific date. Sometimes people ask you to work, you don't know what your work schedule is going to be. But I can't have you out and about from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. and I don't know you're actually at work. So in order for me to even consider it, I'm going to need a detailed letter from your employer.
So it should be like a,
What you're going to have to get is you're going to have to get a letter from your employer. Your employer is going to have to give the court your work schedule. And it's going to have to show what times they're expecting you to work. And in that letter, they're going to have to tell the court why you would need to be there till 1 a.m. But if I were you,
That means you dismiss her.
I would try to see if they can put you on a morning shift or a midday shift.
You know what?
And I know people think when I put people on GPS, it's a hassle, and it is a hassle. But you can unfold your arms. But the reason why you're on GPS is because you're young and you've been doing inappropriate things,
I think it is family wise.
and it needs to stop.
But
And what I've discovered is when I put young people on GPS and I give them structure, they don't get into any more trouble. They're not hanging out with their friends. They're not doing things that would put them or other people in harm's way. You understand? And so the reason why you have your 6 p.m. curfew is because of you. But if you really want me to truly consider extending your curfew hours for work, I'm going to need a detailed work schedule from your employer. And if you would like to, your employer can Zoom in, or you can bring your employer with you to talk to me, and I will get a schedule from him. All right, do you have any questions?
no, that's pretty much it.
All right, have you been UA'd? When's the last time you had a UA?
Before getting locked up, like January.
So you haven't had a UA since January? All right, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive, like clean.
Oh, you mean clean?
Yeah.
When we
I
say
don't know how
positive
it
here,
goes.
that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, negative.
This is the one time positive is a bad thing. All right. Probation. I need a UA for Mr. Acuna. He said he hasn't received a UA since January. All right, so we're going to do a UA today, okay? Just have a seat in the courtroom. Do you need any water?
Yeah,
That's yes.
yes.
And again, I say that to you because let me just tell you a personal story about me. When I went to see a doctor for a checkup, I think I may have been maybe 4 years old. And the doctor was asking me questions and I said, yeah. My mom was so embarrassed. Afterwards, she said, Stephanie, it's either yes or no. It's not yeah, it's not uh-huh. So it's yes or no, not yeah or uh-huh, okay? All right, so just have a seat on the front row and we'll get our UA today.
I didn't. I know, I thought he was trying to go.
Here you are. If there are any jurors in here for the 187th, you need to wait outside in the hallway. Ian Stewart. All right, Mr. Stewart, how are you doing?
Well, are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. So why is your screen blacked out when you're doing your testing?
Yeah, I'm not sure because it won't allow me to test unless it can clearly see my face. I have to be in good lighting. I did file some complaints with SmartStart that I was concerned about my device because one, it had an alarm that stopped going off. And it started acting funny. They told me as long as you're able to submit a test, we will not give you a new device. As of yesterday, they're sending me a new device.
Okay.
So I've had issues with it.
All right. And what is this marijuana issue?
Well, for the UA, I made a mistake. I didn't think it was gonna be the same.
It's an issue.
I understand.
If you test positive again, we're not going to have a compliance here. What's going to end up happening is they're going to file a motion to revoke. You're going to get arrested wherever you may be. If you bond out of jail, we'll have a hearing on your violation while you're out on bond. If you're not able to bond out in jail, we'll have a hearing on it while you're in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so it says here that you told probation you don't have time for compliance hearings or to do any additional programs because you're the sole provider of your family. You can't be taken off of work.
To what?
No, this is what the notation I have here. It says that you inform the officer, which is your probation officer, that you don't really have time for compliance hearings or to do any additional programs because you're the sole provider of your family and you can't be taken off of work. All right, because here's the thing, we can have a compliance hearing or a motion to revoke can be filed. So either way, you're going to be taken off of work. You understand?
Yes.
All right, and thanks for dressing appropriately for court. All right. All right, and if you're drug tested today, is it still going to be positive? When's the last time you used?
It was before that. And I've tested clean every time.
When's the last time you had a UA?
Right at the end of October. I'm testing monthly now.
Okay.
I just saw aggravated robbery.
Those will be.
With it, Mark.
Christopher Reyes and Malika Estrada.
Yeah, those are mine.
When's your next time to report to your officer?
Sixth of December.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that. I'm sorry. I know it's a Friday. It's the first week in December.
All right, you are excused. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Yeah, folks.
Just one moment. I'm going in order of appearance.
For me to come back in a few minutes.
Sure.
Exactly 2 minutes on April 8th.
All right, thank you.
So what order am I in? How long is it take?
Oh, it's just you're going in order of appearance. So if you put your file up, then
Okay.
yes,
Is that her?
no, it's order of appearance.
Okay. I'll be back in a few- I'll be back in a few
Thank
minutes.
you. Robert Garcia. Hello, Mr. Garcia.
I don't have anything to.
All right, what is wrong with your home visits?
No, I just have one discussion with him whenever they approach the house. My neighbor's been complaining, saying, "Neighbor, what on? Why are these officers approaching your house the way they're approaching it?" And so it was kind of embarrassing, so.
All right, could everyone please whisper?
So I had addressed my neighbors. I'm all like, I don't know, they're looking for somebody. I don't do that. And so anyways, when they came to visit my home, I said, listen, I don't mind not coming out. I mean, because it's my requirement for religion. I said, it's by the judge, which is fine. I said, but y'all need to come in the evenings because I get off work at 6 and by the time I get home, like 7:30.
Well, let me ask you this. Why was the home in such a state of disarray? And they described it as a complete mess.
No, it was not, man. I was having a conversation with them. And it seems to me that the supervisor that was there, he has visited my house numerous of times and there was no issues. And I talked to him, like, I just told him, I said, listen, y'all are standing in each corner of the house, like if somebody's gonna run out. I said.
Well, that's the way they do it,
Yeah,
and that's the way they have to do
I
it.
did not know that was a safety protocol. And I
Yes.
said, I understand that because of the fact that some homes they do visit probably are a lot different than my household. But I told him, I said, listen, y'all came out numerous of times already and y'all met my family. I mean, I don't have no issues. I never did have any issues. I told him, I said, but we already met, It's like,
No, I ordered this.
no,
Yeah.
this is me talking to them.
Okay.
I said, we already met. I mean, I said, I just wish y'all would just, like, come to the door and like, we're here, like, it's like, and that's it. And that's all the discussion I had with them. And then I'm all like, well, we're here right now. Like, you know what, forget it. You talk to the judge and you tell the judge that. And I'm all like, well, I was gonna come see you until the supervisor requested for me to go inside of probation and go talk to him.
Mhm.
And I talked to him too. I said, listen, I said, I know it's under that's what the judge ordered, which is fine. I don't have no problem. I did not know it was a safety protocol the way it works. Now I'm all like, okay, that's fine.
All right,
I
so
understand
here's the
that.
thing. I say that there are 9 people living in the home, 3 underage children,
Yes, ma'am.
2 other adults, and all of them are on probation for the same charge.
It's just 3. Yeah, three of those that are, yes, ma'am.
So technically, when you're on probation, you're not allowed to be around other people who are on probation.
Well, that's my wife and my.
I know.
Yeah. and
No,
we-
I understand,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
those are the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
So the fact that you're being allowed to live in a home with other people on probation,
I got you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
now you've been on probation since September
Yes, ma'am.
2021.
Yes, ma'am.
We are now in 2022, about to go into 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
You owe $121,000 in restitution.
Yes, ma'am.
And in all of that time, you've only paid $672.
I got a mortgage I gotta pay and I got kids too.
No, I understand that,
Yes,
and their
ma'am.
children.
And
And guess
mine.
what? The people that you took $127,000 from, they have a mortgage, they have children, they gotta eat, they want their money back. And I don't know why people think that you can steal from other people and take $100,000 or $200,000 and then say, well, I gotta eat. Because the people you stole money from have to eat. They have a mortgage to pay. And what if they're dependent on you to pay your restitution to them so that they can eat and they can pay their mortgage and they can take care of their children, and you're not doing that? So you're going to be put on a payment plan and you're going to follow that payment plan. I know you should have been able to pay more than $672 since September 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
And if there are 3 adults living in that home, then they should be splitting the costs. And if none of them are carrying the weight as far as helping with mortgage, helping with food, helping with all of the expenses for the home, then maybe they need to go, because then maybe they're just dead weight. And that's for the adults, not the children. They're child labor laws. They can't work. But people, the other adults in that home should be working.
I stress every day about the restitution. I'm not trying to avoid it, ma'am.
Well, I mean, you're stressing about it. but-
It's hard. It's really.
Of course, it's hard.
I'm trying to get another job.
But it was
somewhere.
easy to steal.
I'm trying to get another job so that way I can contribute towards the restitution. I have been trying, but they're not just, once they look at the background, they're just not.
Oh, I see signs everywhere. And you know what the problem is? The problem is sometimes people don't want to work in certain places because they consider it beneath them. Like you can do construction, you can work at Subway, you can work at McDonald's. And I'm telling you, McDonald's need a lot of workers now because it's the final farewell tour of the McRib. They say it's not coming back. So there are things that you can do. And you haven't even been paying $100 a month. So you're telling me you could not even pay $100 a month. That's unacceptable.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're going to sit down and you're going to come up with the budget and you're going to be paying that per month towards this $121,000 that you owe. You understand? Probation on Mr. Robert Garcia. He needs to come up with a budget and he needs to pay something every month to restitution. So that's what's going to happen with that. Your conditions of probation are going to be amended. And you're going to be on intensive supervision. So they'll be able to visit your home in the evenings.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to have a curfew. If you're not working, you need to be at your house.
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Garcia, he's going to give you a budget and he's going to pay something at least every month towards this restitution. I'm going to alter the main conditions for ISP so that they can do visitations in the evenings. And he has a curfew. And his curfew is going to be 7 p.m. unless he is at work. Do you have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
All right. And I understand that people don't want everybody to know that I'm on probation or have people approaching the house in a certain way, but that's a part of being on probation.
I've been drug testing, come out clean. There have not been any issues with my status as far as me being on probation. He just had told me, the supervisor had told me, well, maybe we could recommend him coming out twice a month to see you for 6 months. So that way we could tell the judge that, he's been compliant and handled the issues with them. So that way it would just be random instead of being like every month. That's what he approached me where we were gonna come see you today. I didn't know it was gonna be so aggressive towards whatever he said or whatever the statement was on there.
Oh, we're not aggressive in court.
No, I'm saying on as far as what the statement was or what they reported.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Have a wonderful evening.
All right. You two just sit on the front row.
Yes, ma'am.
Like 6 a.m. or 5 a.m.
He's allowed to work. So the exception to the curfew is work. But so find out what his work schedule is in the morning and give him an hour before. And then he needs to be home by 7 p.m. unless he's working. All right. Thank you.
I don't even know.
Judge, may I approach again on April Spieler?
All right. So we're going in order of appearance,
I don't
Mr.
know if I'm up or down.
But you just need to approach the clerk and let them know.
They had to file it there somewhere, I guess.
Okay. So it'll go in order of appearance.
Okay, should I leave now or come back or,
You can leave if you wish to leave, or you can wait. I'm calling everybody in order of appearance.
okay, I don't know what order I'm in though, so I don't know how long I should come.
Okay,
back.
we'll see. Okay,
I'll come back in 10 minutes. How about that?
sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Henry Peterson.
Morning, Anna.
Good morning. How are you doing today? All right. So we're scheduled for jury trial today.
Yes, sir. We're still awaiting some discovery response from the fire department. And earlier, I think this week, report, we had discussed a investigator being appointed to there. The investigator judge is on the receiving the fire department records along with the.
Judge, we reached out, we haven't gotten a response in any form at this point. At this point, we're gonna see if we can get a subpoena out to them. See if we can- Any answer would be something that we. Additionally, I looked into a bunch of applications.
Okay, is everybody whispering or are other people talking?
Sorry about
Yeah, okay.
that. My throat was a little raspy. So no, we,
Ready and.
I also looked into it. Yes, I answered a couple questions. I pointed them in the right direction. As far as they have about this government.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we bring this back on December 9th? And you all need to subpoena whomever you need to subpoena, and they need to be here to answer for whatever records you all say you're missing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right?
Chairman,
Yes,
can I speak?
yes.
My dad's in the hospital and I'm on house arrest. I'm wondering if there's any way possible I can go to the hospital to see my dad.
All right, if you bring documentation, the court will consider it. Or do you have any objections to him seeing his father?
No,
All right, just have documentation through
Yeah.
your attorney to me. And then the court will grant that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you.
So we're gonna be back on December 9th at 9 a.m. And everyone, you need to subpoena whomever you need to subpoena for fire records. I'm sorry, from the EMS or whoever it's from, and have them here and have them bring the records.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I see. You could probably. Start in the right place now. I apologize.
Daniel Gonzalez.
I'm sorry.
Docket is here for Daniel Gonzalez. I wasn't sure what he did. He didn't show up. He didn't check in. Haven't had any contact with him on his office. Yes.
Okay. Brenna, are you ready? Can I have someone from the state? Thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 7681, State of Texas versus Daniel Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
Defense?
John Pettis.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It's now 9:41 a.m. The defendant is not present. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Not in a few months, Judge.
Sorry.
All right, have you attempted to contact him?
Yes, Judge. Multiple
State?
times over the last couple of days, as well as this morning.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge, we'd ask that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you make contact with your client and your client presents himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Excuse me.
Yes. This is the
Okay.
and then thank you. Thank you. April Keeler. April Keeler. Ah. Roland Hernandez. Roland Hernandez. Sorry, Mr. Hernandez, we're waiting for your attorney. Daniel Valadares Rodriguez. And we have the interpreter. Come forward. You came right as I was calling the case. Brittany, it's gonna be a beautiful day. Yes. And we're not on the record. I just need interpreted what I'm saying to him.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Defense, has your client had a chance to speak to the immigration attorney?
We actually just received it. So. I'd like to see
And the new offer, has that been discussed with the immigration attorney or no?
No, we just received that today.
My dad.
And how much time is that going to take?
Whatever the court will give us, 30 days. Would be great. Whatever you like.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you reset this for the week of December 12th? All right, so we're going to come back on December 16th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the offer that's been tendered by the state. All right, Mr. Valderas, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset form and then you're excused. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes. Oh, do you need her with you for him to sign documents? All right. Thank you. You may be excused. Thank you. You too.
Michael.
Student is here, Your Honor.
Oh, where is he? You can have him approach with you to see everything you do.
Okay, as soon as I'm gonna put the first, so hopefully you'll sign it.
Okay.
Let's get in line.
All right. Thank you. Brenda, do you see where Verderis is in the docket? All right. Thank you.
How are you? Good to see you. Nothing here. Yeah, just relaxing.
These are done. All right. Who's here on Donald Gilliland? And where's Mr. Gilliland? Okay, as soon as they bring him out, we'll take
The
this.
next three are mine are all
Michael.
coming
this
with
is
them,
yours, right?
waiting for them.
Okay. All right, Judah Castilla.
We're coming up here.
Thank you. All right. Hello. How are you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Great. All right. Where's your client, Mr.
Oh,
Castilla?
Your Honor, I told him to go to work.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am. This is just for him to, so we can amend the hours.
All right. And State, do you have any objection?
No, we've noted that on the order, Judge.
All right, so it is done. And I signed it and I will give it to the clerk. And if you want to get a copy of it, you can.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Judge, I'm gonna take him to the 175th. They're gonna start our trial over there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you are enjoying your time with Mr. Cisneros. And he's also a carpenter. So he does it all.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Juan Antonio Hernandez.
Who's on Mike Onofre? And where's Mike Onofre?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Could I have someone from the state? And counsel, you'll be on this side. Your client will be in the middle. Good morning.
Morning, ma'am. How you doing?
Great. The court is calling and everyone, when we're on the record, if you could not talk while you're in the box and we're on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 8302 State of Texas versus Mike Onofre. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
Defense?
Roberto Vargas, or defendant, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
And are you Mike Onofre?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Onofre, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're waiving the enhancement paragraphs.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Onofre, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
No.
Did you understand you're charged with theft of aluminum, bronze, copper, or brass? Counsel, that's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Onofre, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you what's entitled plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 20 months in the state jail facility. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2022 CR 8302, and there's to be no contact with Union Pacific. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Judge, I'm sorry, that should be 8303.
All right. And take in consideration 2022 CR 8303. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged, how you plead, guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, state offer states exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Onofre, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We respectfully ask that the court go along with the agreement we have with the state, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 20 months in a state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2022 CR 8303, and there's to be no contact with Union Pacific. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. How old are you?
65.
All right, you're too old to be stealing,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have to stop. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, I think I did my docket sheet. And the last one.
What does that say for?
Oh. Oh, no, we'll do a judge's warrant. I know. All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Christopher Reyes? Are you ready?
Ready to approach?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Reyes.
Let me, Judge, can I have one more minute on Mr. Reyes? I'm sorry.
Sure. Renee, do you see what page Christopher Reyes is on? Okay, thank you. All right, the party on Montez, Richard Montez.
Okay, Judge.
Yes. All right, you're asking for more?
Right, because we have to reissue subpoenas, I have to have them present during client interviews. In addition, Mr. Pavlich testified the other day in speed trial motion, so there's still more work to be done. Probably not gonna be all that, Judge, but lots of caution.
Okay. All right, thank you. And Norma, we had 3 people show up that are not on the docket. Richard Flores Murray, Elizabeth Perez, and Miss Belt. Yes. Belt, B-E-L-T. Alonza Belt. Who's, oh,
No, can I approach?
yes,
Court's file on, can I look at the court's file on Reyes?
yes. All right, who's here on Malik?
I am,
Oh,
I can do that.
Malik Estrada?
He's present.
All right, so what is happening with Mr. Estrada?
We're set for trial. I believe we're ready for trial. We're still needing a trial.
Okay, all right. We will have you all come back at 1:30.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay. Juan Hernandez?
We're right here, Your Honor.
Yes.
Defense is ready for trial, conferred with my client, conferred with the state. We're not able to come to an agreement. And I think he's passed the plea deadline last time. And I did confirm with my client that he does not have any counter offers to make and he does want to proceed to trial. Also, Your Honor, last night, I was at the jail till 11 o'clock getting him closed. And I gave him closed and the jail did not suit him out. So
Okay.
I would like to go to trial today if we can, but obviously I need the jail or somebody to take care of this closing situation.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Let's recall Mr. Hernandez. We're not going to be able to get your clothes in a timely manner today, Mr. Hernandez. Okay. So we will recall you for trial. When are we able to bring them back? It's going to have to be in the new year, Mr. Hernandez. Because we have a limited number of juries available to us, okay? And you are not number one because your case is not the oldest case.
The judge will get us in as soon as she can, you understand?
All right, can we do it in the new year, the very beginning? January 10th, okay? And we'll make sure that you're number one. And we're gonna see what happened with the clothing issue, okay?
Please. Thank you, Your Honor. So
You're welcome.
January 10th.
Yes. Are there any motions that I need to hear, or have you all been able to work that out?
I think everything is tip shape, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, do you have any question, Mr. Hernandez? Okay.
Your Honor, my client, I've explained to him that the situation is what it is, but he is a little upset that his trial's not started today, the clothing situation, et cetera.
I mean, we'll see if maybe there's something else we can do, but he doesn't have his clothing.
The judge is gonna take, she's gonna look into it, okay? All right,
All right, if we can,
thank you.
if something falls through and we can get you here tomorrow, we'll do that. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. Roland Hernandez. Oh, I'm sorry, you're Roland Hernandez or no? Who is this? Oh, okay, come forward. All right, what's happening with this case?
Your Honor, I was discussing this with my client. The state's made an offer, discussed it with him. We're not quite sure. I feel like he needs some time to think on that offer. It's a set amount, it's a good amount of time to do. And we've been discussing the merits of his case, and he feels like there is an opportunity to be able to try this case. I don't just want to put it on the trial docket if I don't have to. I'd love an opportunity to reset, but if I need to put it on the trial docket, then that's what we would do.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I need a plea deadline date for Mr. Hernandez. And it's Roland Hernandez. And if you can give me a plea deadline date in December, please. All right, December 16th is going to be your plea deadline date. The plea deadline date will not be extended further after that. And Mr. Hernandez, if you decide not to accept the plea bargain agreement, then you'll be going to trial. Do you understand?
This one,
I need a yes or no.
this one.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll get your reset. You're welcome.
Yes, I said that. One of the kind of, you know, no big deal. Yeah, sure. Here's your files back, Judge.
Thank you.
I'll be back on that just 1 second.
Okay. Rudy Gonzalez. All right, who's the attorney for Rudy Gonzalez? Okay, we'll come back to you. Fabian Vega. All right, so where are we?
Yes, Your Honor, do I need to make announcements for the record or?
No,
Okay,
my understanding, we're here for discovery.
correct, two things, before we get into discovery, if I may, Your Honor, that we are applying for a ballistics expert, without going too much into details in this case, it's basically a, you know, a shootout kind of case, and so we would like to be able to have the advantage of an expert, the client is indigent, there's an indigency form filed there with the motion. And so we're asking the court to correspond with a, assisting us to get that expert that will, just his credentials and everything are attached.
And how much are you asking for?
Your Honor, the estimate fee that he gave was $5,800 with the travel.
He's from Florida. We were not able to get a local one to do that.
There really are, sorry.
I'm sorry.
We really are not ballistics experts in the state of Texas that I could ascertain that would be reasonable and available.
All right, so this is an old case. This case has been going on since 2020. This case is getting tried. So, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for this trial in the new year. I'll sign your request. State, how long do you expect this trial to last? From the state's perspective, your case in chief.
At least a week, Judge.
Yes, and we have about 4 witnesses, and that's not counting Mr. Vega.
Okay.
It's another 3 days perhaps.
Okay.
And then if you're ready, Judge, we can move on to discovery.
Well, just 1 second, I'm getting
Oh,
the
I'm
trial
sorry.
date.
Okay, that's what I was slightly looking over there.
No problem. Okay. Y'all are going on February 21st.
All right, Judge, thank
And the
you.
court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. You're going to be brought over dressed for trial in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you want to be dressed in something else, you'll need to have to sign a clothing exchange form. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you decide to enter a plea, it'd have to be a plea that's open to the court or either an agreement if there's good cause for the court to follow it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what is the issue with discovery?
So first things, the good news, the last time we met, we didn't have, there was a missing page in our discovery of the diagram of, where people fell and where people were injured. Now, we have that now, so thank Marcus for that. We have both paper and digital form. But what's outstanding with the witness list, Your Honor, number one, and number two, interview with a fellow named Jeremy Garcia, witness, and an interview with a fellow named Alfredo Lozoya, witness, I'm sorry, Alfred Lozoya, witness. So those are the three things. Witness list and those two interviews I mentioned, the detective interviews of those two gentlemen.
State?
Judge, we will get them a witness list. And we discussed that. As far as the two witness interviews, I don't believe that there are witness interviews. I told him I would double check on that, but I don't think that there are any interviews.
All right, so we're going to come back for an update on the discovery on December 16th. Yes, but your jury trial date will be in February.
Yes, Judge, thank you so much.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I just need to write in there one other thing.
From Marvin Smith.
Yeah. Adriana Harrison? Is the attorney here for Adriana Harrison? Marvin Smith?
I'm here for Marvin Smith on behalf of Mr. Acevedo.
Okay, what is happening with veterans treatment?
Norma has informed me she has referred it to Veterans Court. I'll let Norma, she can speak for herself better than I can.
Yeah, that was done on September. Okay, so why are we doing another referral? Because I'm telling you, for my docketing sheet, we were here on September 15th. And it was supposed to be recalled for today for veterans treatment to get an update on that. Because veterans treatment court takes, I don't want to say forever, but it takes like 3 months. I don't know why it takes 3 months. I don't know why that system is not streamlined for accepting people. But now we're in month 2 and it's just being sent. So any update on when they will actually have him in veterans treatment court or accept him?
I can call Mr. Herman and ask him. Just in here. On the rest.
Okay. All right, just give us a moment so we can figure out what date to put this on.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
We approached Sears
On April Keeler,
Yes, ma'am.
where is she?
She's having some medical issues. She called, emailed, asking for more time because
Does she have documentation that she has medical issues?
I can ask her, but they want me, I have to go to juvenile. If you want her here, they can come back tomorrow. Because by the time I get to her, It'll be this afternoon, probably.
If she's not here tomorrow at 9 a.m., a warrant is going to be issued for her arrest.
Okay, thank you. May I be excused? The problem is she submitted her contract with pre-trial diversion. They still haven't given her the orientation yet.
Yeah, but she's not here. She's scheduled to be here in court. So if she's
Okay.
not here tomorrow at 9 a.m., a warrant's going to be issued for arrest.
Okay, you want me here at 9 a.m. tomorrow, just to?
Yes.
Okay, because I wasn't planning on coming down.
All right.
I may be running late tomorrow. That'd be okay, because I need to take care of something else tomorrow too.
All right. She needs to be here at 9 a.m. If she's not here at 9 a.m., a warrant's going to be issued.
Okay, even though I'm not here, if she
Yes.
shows up. Okay.
Because I mean, we can do it right now and I'll have a warrant issued for her now.
No, she tried to get a reset, and I told her, I said, call up Beatrice Travis, try to get your orientation, and it just didn't return her phone calls.
All right. She needs to be here tomorrow. If she's not here,
Okay, well,
a warrant's going to be issued, and let her know, 9 a.m.
even though she submitted her contract already.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. We're out
You're
of here.
welcome.
Or may I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Number what page is Keeler on? Thank you. All right, and could I see the file on Grand Pierre? All right, Mr. Collins, what is happening with this case?
Good morning, Your Honor. We've worked out a plea agreement and we've filed, at least signed the plea agreement, but we don't have the other documents, the probation app and the discovery acknowledgement and appeal waiver, all that.
So I need trial certification and everything. They're doing a plea. Yes. Okay, no problem. No. Ms. Ferguson needs your client's email address, and she needs your email address, Mr. Collins.
Okay, thank you. I'll put them into the chat notes to her if that works best.
No,
How do you want me to do it? I'll do it.
Ms. Ferguson, do you have Mr. Collins' number? All right, send it to her.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. David Lee Gallegos? Yes. Okay, all right, thank you. Where's Gallegos? What is happening with this case?
Judge, despite whatever it shows on your doc, I'm not sure what setting it is. This is.
Well,
one
I know you were recently appointed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So I've told, he's got one case with CTD, one case with family violence. He has informed me of some things that both justice prosecutors are looking at some potential Brady issues for me. It was just disclosed to them today, so we need time for them to look at that. See if it has anything.
All right, what information?
As to the relation between, well, with CTD, the relation and what she said, the relation between her and my client versus what she actually told the police. That's a witness, an eyewitness, and it's a necessary witness. They can't make the case without her. And then with family violence, were several witnesses at the scene who impart a completely different story than what's in the police report, and they have never been interviewed by anyone, including the DA's office, although they've been identified in the police reports.
All right, we will come back on December 16th
Thank you, Judge.
for the discovery.
And Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And I think this year you're gonna get bragging rights again. My Aggies are looking really bad.
Well, you know what? Cornelius was having dreams that Florida was going to the championship. That's what he said. He said he couldn't even sleep at night. He was so excited. Just have a seat. We'll get a reset form for you. So
So I'll keep trying Thanksgiving weekend.
Hey.
Some sauce knowing you're happy.
oh, thank you. All right, I'm sorry. Mr. Gallegos, can you come forward to me, please? Why were you late?
Today,
Yes.
actually, I waited outside with everybody else. It's been a while, the process. I'm usually inside in jail when I go to prison. And this time I'm outside, so I kind of wasn't used to the process.
All right.
I wait with everybody outside, so I kind of like, maybe I should just sit down and tell the bailiff that I'm.
So here's the thing. Court starts at 9 a.m. and you need to be inside the courtroom. So I don't expect you to be late for court again. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Do you need me to do the reset? form for him? Okay. Thank you. Rudy, yeah. All right, Rudy Gonzalez.
Yes. Judge, you're looking at my motion for investigator right now.
Yes.
Asking an investigator to be appointed. So we do some investigating. We're just asking for reset technology.
All right, so
Has had an offer and he's rejected that offer. Good.
do you have all the discovery?
Yes, sir.
State on Rudy Gutierrez Gonzalez. I need a acknowledgement of discovery.
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date of December 16th. And so we'll be back on December 16th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the offer that has been extended. You understand? And I signed your request.
Okay, Judge. Ready, copy, Lord. Thank you.
All right, is there anything else?
That's it.
All right, Deputy Laura, Rudy Gonzalez can go back.
We said December what? 16th.
Alfredo Hernandez.
He's up there, Judge. He's not my client though. They brought over the wrong Alfredo Hernandez.
Oh, so who's the attorney?
He has a case in another court. Jeffrey Martinez is his attorney.
Okay,
I gave him quite a scare when I was going over the case with him.
okay. All right, so this isn't yours.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think this file is mine, but that's not the right individual for that file.
Alfredo Hernandez.
Just didn't want to bring him up and have him talk because I don't represent him.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with violation bond or protective order. All right, just have a seat. We will figure out what's going on.
They brought the wrong inmate.
Ah. What is your SID number? 110. All right, we're gonna find out where you need to be. He says he's not supposed to be in this court.
It's the wrong SID.
I don't know if he's sensitive or not. I guess I could find that out.
Oh, yes, we'll find out. Yeah, so he's in a 379.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. You know, I think of the movie when he says Fredo, right?
Who would have known?
Fredo.
Scared the crap out of that guy.
Yeah, like, this is what we're doing. He's like, what?
This year in diving, he's like, I didn't saw anyone.
So we're gonna see what's up with Alfredo. Adriana Harrison. Oh, Cornelius, you're next to Carl Alexander. He said he's concerned about Texas A&M, and I told him about your dreams you had of the Florida Gators. So I don't know if you all need to talk and confer.
I'm gonna get him counseling.
I say that and watch LSU doesn't perform well this weekend.
We're actually conferring on that one, Judge.
Okay.
We have a few more members.
Sure. All right, are we ready on Donald Gilliland? All right, what is happening with Mr. Gilliland?
Well, at this point, we don't have an agreement.
Okay.
The discovery is voluminous, to say the least, and quite complicated. It's a bunch of alleged computer fraud issues. But we don't have a plea agreement.
All right, and have you had a chance to review all of the discovery or no?
I have reviewed it, yes, but I'm not, I mean, yes, I have reviewed it, but I haven't had a chance to go through it with a fine tooth comb yet.
All right, and you want a chance to go through it with
Would like that. But I also don't, Mr. Gilliland's been in jail for a while now, and I don't want to delay his chance, so.
All right, we can come back on December 16th. Will that give you enough time?
That should do it, yes.
All right, so we'll come back on
16 December.
yes, and let me see, because today is his plea deadline date. What I can do is we can come back on December 16th, and I'll extend your plea deadline date to December 16th as well.
Okay, 'cause I'm hoping they'll reconsider their plea offer, so we
Okay,
appreciate that opportunity.
all right, so I'll move you to the 16th.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions, Mr. Gilliland? All right, now what I can tell you, Mr. Gilliland, is that on December 16th, there probably not going to be any jurors available because it's so close to the holidays. But we can see where we are on the 16th.
Okay. And that way I'll have a chance to confer with the state some more and my client, and maybe we can find a happy place.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Not on behalf of Mr. Gilliland.
All right, then, Mr. Gilliland, they're going to take you back, but you're going to be brought back on December 16th, okay? All right, thank you. Gregory Gonzalez. And if Mr. Gonzalez can come forward.
Judge.
Good morning.
My name is Jacob Lindbergh. I'm here for Monica Corrala. She got called into trial in Bandera County.
Mhm.
I'm here today with Mr. Gonzalez. We're just hoping for a reset, even a 2-week recall, if you're okay with that.
Okay. No, I gave Montez back. Yes. Let me just find you on the docket sheet. Okay. And where is she in trial at?
Bandera County is a aggravated assault with deadly weapon or perhaps didn't know the form.
All right. Do you have an idea how long she will be in Bandera?
I'm assuming it would just be this week. So I mean, yeah, that's why a 2-week recall would be okay. So she can come in and, take care of the case. I know she's working behind the scenes with the state. But I don't know the status of it just because I'm not the attorney on it.
All right. We'll recall you for November 29th. Can you put a reset form for November 29th on Gregory Gonzalez? Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. And afterwards, are we excused?
Yes,
Thanks for your time.
you're welcome. Who's here on Brian Sanchez? Brian Sanchez? All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, after speaking to my client and reviewing the file, I filed a motion to suppress just recently. I confirmed with the state about why I filed that, but I think the state and I both would like to study the videos to see how they match up with the reports
Okay.
before we actually set it for the hearing on the motion to suppress. Maybe we'll be enlightened and work something.
All right. We're going to recall you for December 6th. That should be enough time for everybody to have reviewed everything. And I'm sorry, can you do this one for December 6th? Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is the probation officer here on Marvin Smith or no? All right, thank you. Christopher Reyes?
Present on Mr. Reyes.
All right, Christopher Reyes. All right, so what is happening with this case? The last time we were here is for a bond issue. And so that was set. So where are we on the actual case?
Still in the process of conferring and reviewing discovery and obtaining discovery.
All right, state.
We're in hope that the state would agree to a bond reduction today, but they're not able to. And I understand their reasoning. I'm not.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are we on the discovery with Mr. Reyes? Does anybody have any idea what's outstanding?
I'm not aware of anything outstanding.
There may be an extraneous offense that could potentially be linked to my clients, and that's the discovery. And Marcus and I've talked about, I've spoken about it now. And in the interim, I'm going to be filing a bond reduction motion. Perhaps Judge Nader, I can hear it at his convenience.
All right, so State, when do you think you'll have that for him?
Within a week, Judge.
So if I set this the week of December 12th, that would be enough time for everyone?
Yes, Judge.
So we'll come back on December 13th,
Okay,
and that will be for discovery.
yes, Judge.
Is there anything else?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, Deputy Laura, Mr. Christopher Reyes can go back. We'll see you back on December 13th. You're welcome.
Hope she can get some cosigners in the chat. I'm gonna call my office if he has any questions. Okay, I'll look up those. All right. We'll just do the Veterans Court guy to come back. Is that what we're?
Yes.
Okay.
And they should be here because I want to make sure we have a correct date. The other person with that court is Darryl Harris.
The other
So
person, what?
I said the other person with that court, oh, that's
Yes.
is Darryl Harris, so maybe he can speed it along. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 7879, State of Texas versus Linnea Ray. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record?
Catherine Pollard for the state.
And are you Linnea Ray?
Yes.
Okay. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Ray, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Ray, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand you're charged with the offense of injury to a child as a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Ray, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The state recommends community supervision. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There were none.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be 150 hours of community service restitution, no harmful or injurious contact with Sky Ray, anger management, and parenting classes. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge, we'd offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1.
We've reviewed the document, have no objections, Your Honor, other than as modified.
Ms. Ray, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and we'll go off the record. Excuse me. Why are you at the door? Either you're in or you're out. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court will review State's Exhibits 1 and attachments for sufficiency. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, wait, please, sir.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
First, I would note that she has completed the anger management within the jail. She'll get her certificate next week, and there is a CPS plan. No, excuse me.
Yes.
And there is a CPS plan in effect.
All right, how old is this child?
My daughter just turned 5 this year.
All right, so why would you be hitting your child because she doesn't want to eat?
I'm lost control.
But you said in the police report I'm reading, you said that you didn't want her anymore. So I don't understand this. I don't understand someone repeatedly slapping a 5-year-old for not eating. So how do you think that, what do you think that did to her day? I'm sorry? I mean, what did that do to her day? So she's at a restaurant, probably a restaurant that she did not choose to go to. And you're slapping her, according to you, because she won't eat food. And then you're pushing the stroller. And I'm assuming you're pushing it angrily because then the people at the restaurant said you told her and told everybody you didn't want her anymore.
Your Honor, if I may, this event occurred in the dining area of the Havens for Hope.
Yeah.
It's not in it.
Well, that's even worse. Because one, you now have a child who's staying at Haven for Hope. And I don't think she bought into, hey, let me be born to this mother where I'm placed at Haven for Hope. So where is the child now?
My son's grandparents.
And you say your son's grandparents. What, I mean, how are they related to her?
They're not.
So now she's with people she doesn't even know, who doesn't really have, well, they really don't have a biological connection to her.
They know her, they spend time with her.
Yeah. And you don't know how they're treating her though,
No, they take care of all of my children.
because you're not.
No, because they love them as their grandchildren, even my two that aren't biologically related.
And what is Child Protective Services doing?
I agreed to allow her to stay there till I successfully complete my program.
Yeah, I'm not gonna order, I know outside the agreement, it's no harm for interest contact, but I'm not gonna allow you to have contact with her until you go through some type of therapy. It takes a lot for a parent to have birthed a child in the world, right? Or either for a father to have a child to in public in front of everybody hit that child several times and then say, you don't want them anymore. I can't even imagine how she feels with you telling her that. Do you know what that did to her confidence? And do you know how that made her feel? Because on the planet, everybody is hoping that their mom or their dad loves them more than everybody else. Everybody is hoping that as a child, you can always run to your mom for protection. And instead of doing that, you hit her in front of everybody. And guess what? Do you know what embarrassment that probably caused her? And what it caused her because she realizes that maybe her mom don't love her. And then you're saying you don't want her anymore. And I'm not trying to be mean to you, but you need to realize what you did and how that affected her. Because now her confidence is probably less than zero. Now she probably thinks her mom doesn't love her, and the embarrassment of it all in front of everybody. And I'm sure there were other children probably there too. And who knows what they probably said to her afterwards, maybe, ha ha, your mom doesn't love you. So she's already dealing with the fact that she doesn't have a mom who can have her in a home or an apartment, but has her at Haven for Hope. And she's dealing with all of that. And who knows what she's dealing with at school, because children can be cruel. And people say children are cruel because they don't know any better. It's because their parents don't teach them any better. So she's at school, and I'm sure they probably know she's staying at Haven for Hope. And then she has all of this other stuff that she's dealing with. And she doesn't have her own little private space where she can go and just decompress. Instead, she's having to deal with you, and you're putting your adult problems on her. I am not going to allow her to have contact with this child until she goes through some kind of therapy, and the child goes through therapy to see, does she want to be with mom? Does she trust mom to take care of her and not injure her? So that's what I'm doing. So knowing that, do y'all still want to continue with the agreement? All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years in prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with minors. There's to be no contact with Sky Ray. And counsel, you can approach after she's completed therapy and after the child has had some therapy, you can always approach and ask me to lift the no contact order. But for now, there's to be no contact.
Understand.
There's 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. There's to be parenting classes with Triple T. Of course, this Child Protective Services is giving her parenting classes. The court will accept that. I don't want any overlapping of services. So why are you at Haven for Hope?
I wonder if I may one question.
Yes.
Parenting classes may involve some supervised visitation between her and the child. But you preventing
She will have to approach the court. And when you approach the court on that, the CPS worker needs to be here and also the child's attorney.
Understand.
All right. So why were you at Haven for Hope?
I lived in my apartment for 7 years. The caseworker that had my file, she quit. So everybody that was on her desk got delayed. So my two options was to renew my lease for a couple of months and then have a broken lease once my new voucher came in. I only needed to wait 30 days until my new voucher came in. I already did all the paperwork, everything was done. I was just staying at Haven for Hope until my voucher kicked in. I found an apartment within the first week. It was a brand new apartment, a 2-bedroom. I was just waiting for my voucher to come in.
All right. So why, are you not working?
I get SSI,
For what?
mental health.
All right, there's going to be proof of employment or SSI
I have those documents.
within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. CPS compliance. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want field visits probation. Sorry, it's going to be 4 times per month, and they need to go into the home and make sure that there are no minors in the home. And we're going to do random UAs. And those field visits and random UAs will be until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Oh, I'm sorry, anger management classes. And make sure that's intensive. And she's going to have to do anger management classes other than what she's been given at the jail. Probation, is there anything else she needs? All right. Ms. Ray, is there anything else you need from the court? I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you cannot raise your children, if you cannot be patient with them, then you need not raise them. Someone else needs to do that. Do you understand? All right, thank you. And I just signed the paperwork on Mr. Collins' client. Oh, tell them to come back at 1:30. Thank you. All right, Marvin Smith.
Judge, I'm present for Mr. Smith. I can let the court know that Veterans Court has shown up. They're talking to my client. I spoke to Veterans Court. They say if we set him on December 13th, that will have time for them to have interviewed him today, potentially Zoom with him later today and staff him on a Thursday before the 13th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we call Mr. Smith back on December 13th?
Judge, may I?
Yes.
I apologize.
No problem.
So I just talked to Mr. Smith and I confirmed we had an issue with our BJOs during sentence.
Oh, come forward, Mr. Smith.
I have confirmed that at noon today, we will be able to assess them. You'll be either actually be in our office.
Okay.
We're gonna run it through. I'll talk to Mr. Smith. He's open. He has turned everything in.
Okay.
The only thing we're waiting on is we have court this Thursday. If I can get a DA there, which we're about to go find out right now,
Okay.
we should be able to have an answer for you relatively quick after.
Okay, awesome.
That's kind of your last kind of assessment.
All right, thank you. So we'll recall you on December 13th. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and we'll see you then. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Maxwell Jordan.
That is major. Mr. Jordan is set tomorrow and I was able to have a doctor's appointment with him. I was just wondering if you'd
let us come back on Thursday or possibly Friday, whatever works for the court.
Okay, I'm sorry, you whispered the last part.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking if we can move that from tomorrow to either Thursday or Friday.
Okay, and what reason?
I have a doctor's appointment. I was able to move up the last.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Mr. Maxwell on Thursday?
Yes.
All right, so we'll be back on the 17th.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome. Esperanza Marino. Oh, yes. All right, Mr. Grand Pierre, if you go to breakout room number 1, please. And the clerk will join you there shortly. So Esperanza Marino,
It's not right here.
yes, what is happening?
So Your Honor, first of all, she was about 10 minutes late this morning. So-
Why?
Because of the traffic and construction outside, we didn't know where to park.
Okay, you can't be late again, you understand? All right, so where are we on this case?
So Your Honor, the state still needs to get in touch with the complainant, owner of the vehicle, and we don't have the 911 still. So I'd ask for one more reset or final reset for discovery.
All right, state, do you have any idea when you're gonna have the 911?
Judge, I just emailed the 911 email right now. Typically, they get back within about a day or two.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this for discovery next month? All right, we'll come back on the 16th for discovery. And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
And Your Honor, there's one other matter. The last time we were here, you modified for GPS tracking so that she could apply for jobs. She is also residing with her sister at this point. At the time of our last setting, she was at Haven for Hope and had been accepted into that program. But she is staying with her sister now. She has 4 kids, one that's special needs with spina bifida, 10, 14, 16, and 20. Her father's elderly, and the court had imposed no unsupervised contact with the children. She would like to ask the court to modify so that she can take her, which one is it, which 16-year-old, to his doctor's appointments and everything unsupervised without dragging her 89-year-old father along.
Well, here's my question. Because was there another case that was pending other than this?
I
No.
don't believe so, Your Honor.
And you're saying that I'm the one who put,
There's 2, there was misdemeanor cases that she's already pled to.
and were those family violence?
No criminal trespass and failed to ID.
All right, so what I need to see is I need to see the documentation, because if I'm the person who ordered that, there's a reason I ordered that.
Okay,
So if somebody can pull that, because I don't have that anywhere in this file,
you don't have
any of this that you're
reference
saying.
for the,
No,
for the no unsupervised contact?
yeah, it's not in this file.
Where did the, I mean, yeah, so she was brought on a pre-indictment setting, and I thought I remembered it from that setting because she was on full GPS. You modified it on the 15th of September to be partial. And I think it was a matter of her, she was homeless at the time, and I don't know if that played into the decision.
All right, we're gonna see if Ms. Ferguson can pull that.
Okay.
But Norma, on Esperanza Marino, we're coming back on December 16th. All right, Ms. Ferguson will pull that and we'll see
Thank you.
what's going on.
It is.
Joshua Marcellus.
Present. Your Honor.
Yes, where is he?
He has not appeared, and I've lost contact with him.
All right, could I have a prosecutor?
Yes, Judge.
Court is calling 2022 CR 9839, State of Texas versus Joshua Marcellus. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villariapo State.
for the defense?
Matthew Brown.
This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:59 a.m. The defendant is not present and has not appeared. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I had when he was in jail, Your Honor. Once he's bonded out, if not, I called him again this morning, and one number was disconnected and the other was no response.
All right. Did you have a chance to speak with his bondsman, or is he on bond?
He should be on bond, Your Honor.
I know, I mean, is he on a commercial bond?
I believe so, and I have not. I believe in the violation report, they said that they haven't,
Yes.
there's been no contact with him either.
All right, state.
Your Honor, this time should be used for bond forfeiture and warrant be issued for the defendant's arrest.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you make contact with him, the court will reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And Judge, just FYI, Harrison's going to be a plea.
Okay, all right, thank you. And this is a Bia. Malik Estrada. Malik Estrada. Alfredo Hernandez. Germany Harrison.
And I'm present on that, Judge.
And where is Mr. Harrison?
It's a probation case, Judge, it's an off-docket item. It's an agreed order on Mr. Sanders, the district attorney's office. Under removal from the district law.
All right, so the court doesn't remove ignition interlock during the holiday time. So if you want to bring him back in the new year, the court will sign it.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, Judge.
So let me look at the calendar and I'll tell you when. If you want to come back after January 3rd, the court will sign it. If
Would you
there are
like
no
him to be
violations.
present?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a specific date your honor has in mind or?
All right, I can just put a date on the calendar.
Sure, it works.
Norma, can we recall, this is an docket, it's Harrison, Germany for removal of ignition interlock. Can we recall him after January 3rd? Yes. It's agreed. So if there are no violations, it should be a fairly quick hearing. All right. All right, so come back on the 5th and have your client.
Morning, 9 a.m. docket, Judge?
Yes. Yes, okay. All right, we ready on Adriana Harrison or no? Okay, all right, no problem. Priscilla Sosa. All right, what is happening with this case? The last time we were here, there's supposed to be a subpoena for some videos.
The state has turned over everything that they've been able to get, so I confirmed it this morning.
Oh, so do you all have everything?
Yes.
Well, we have everything that they have. Yeah.
Everything that they have, yes.
All right, so there's no more issue with discovery?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, so I'm gonna need an acknowledgement of discovery done today. And State, were you able to tender an offer?
Not yet, Judge. We're waiting for one more piece of information that I just got. So I need to be able to come up with an offer.
Judge, there's also a co-defendant named Ruben Rodriguez, and we would request, he's in custody. We'd request that our cases be set on the same day because I think that'll be important to resolving everything.
All right. Just 1 second. And he's the A case?
He's the A case.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Priscilla Sosa, can I have a 30-day reset for plea deadline date in December? All right, December 16th. And can you put the co-defendant's court date on the same day?
Ruben Rodriguez.
And he's 2120A. So your plea deadline date will be December 16th.
Okay, thank you.
All
Judge.
right.
And we'll do that acknowledgement right now.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Judge, last time we were here, I asked you about the leg monitor that she's been on. Would it be possible for you to take that off?
Why was she late for court today?
She actually was, I was texting with her this morning. She was actually here outside the courtroom. I'm not sure what time she actually walked in.
It was a whole night, so I thought it was closed. And so I just stayed right there in the line. But I mean, I saw the door open, so that's when I walked in.
All right, is the state in agreement or no?
But I did not hear any of that. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's asking that the leg monitor be removed. Is she on tracking or is she on a curfew?
I'm just,
Tracking or do you have a curfew where you have to?
no, I'm just tracking. Yeah, I was in curfew, but they took the curfew and they left the track.
Oh, what is on tracking? If you guys want to confer, we can take that up on the 16th as well.
Okay, let me. Okay, thank you.
Jesus Realme. And Cameron, I signed the paperwork on Vidalia. All right, is the attorney here on Jesus Realme?
Sure.
Mr. Realme, where is he?
Right here.
Come forward.
We've been talking to Marcus.
All right, so what is happening with your case?
Today we've reached a tentative agreement. Marcus needs to talk to a couple of more complaining witnesses. They look like 2 to 3 weeks and we would have a resolution.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Realme, can I have a 2-week reset? Is that enough time?
Yes, sir.
And it's for disposition. All right, December 1st.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you were on time today.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Go ahead and have a seat. I'll be right with you.
All right, Alfredo. Hey.
The other stuff is having a delightful day visiting, we're seeing how they're being run.
Oh, that is so awesome. I can't believe we have somebody from Australia visiting. That's nice.
She's 17, was graduated from high school.
Oh, hey, we always need nurses. There's always some kind of medical emergency here.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Alfredo Hernandez. All right, I think that's the person that there's a confusion.
About the wrong business.
Yes.
just need to approach the judge on Robert Brandon. I'm filling in.
Robert Reyna?
That was quick.
Yes. Yes, so we're supposed to come back on the 19th.
I believe that would be correct. I'm filling in for Nate Navy today. He has a sick child, so he wasn't able to come in.
Oh,
It's my understanding that Mr. Reyna, when we were here, when you guys were here at the last setting, that there was a violation report that was not addressed.
yes.
So that's why we are here for today, and I'm here to, I spoke with Mr. Reyna about the violation report, so we're here to speak to the court.
All right, so Mr. Reyna, this is your first violation report. This is me having a conversation with you. They're saying that they had a high reading. That cannot happen. If there's something wrong with the machine, then it can be replaced. But I don't allow that. You understand? All right, so this is me talking to you. Do not come back for any other violations. Is there something that you need to help you?
No, I don't know why it failed. There's water for like Thursday. I don't understand how that happened.
If I may explain, Your Honor, my client, our client, Mr. Navy's client, is my understanding, I was speaking to him, he recently had surgery for tongue cancer, which is also explaining the difficulty as speaking. They had to do a grafting on his arm to be able to replace the area and be able to rebuild that, and also his leg. So he doesn't know how this happened. As you can see in the report, there's been 52 other blows. There's never been anything above a 0.0 or high brack. And then when he blew 3 minutes after it, I believe, it came back as a pass. So I don't know if maybe that recent surgery played into it or how it would have affected it. But it's my understanding that there's never been any other violence. However, he's willing, he understands what the court's saying, and there will not be any problems going forward.
All right, and as I said, if there's an issue with the machine or defense, you think there's an issue with the machine, then they can give him a replacement.
Okay, and I'll let Mr. Navy know.
All right, is there anything else?
That was my understanding. That was the only thing we needed to address today.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good seeing you. Have a good one. And Norma, you don't have the paperwork yet on Grand Pierre, right? All right, Mr. Collins, have you just signed the acknowledgement of discovery?
I have, Judge.
All right,
That's-
Stan, are you able to just print it off for me? Okay. They'll just print it off for me, so we can go forward if you have everything. Thank you. All right, the court is going to call 2022 CR 8091, State of Texas versus Obadiah Grand Pierre. Now parties announced for the record for the state. Defense.
Kevin Collins on behalf of Obadiah Grand Pierre, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Grand Pierre?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here, Obadiah Grand Pierre.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Grand Pierre, do you have any objection to appearing by video?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes to all questions, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Grand Pierre, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to enter this plea by video conference. Showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment. Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Grand Pierre, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of fraudulent possession or use of a credit or debit card as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes to both questions.
Ms. Grand Pierre, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
If they ask me, can you repeat that?
Yes. Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed as 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision, and there's to be no contact with May, M-A-Y, Young, Y-E-U-N-G. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
That is our understanding, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Judge. States Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any
No
objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Grand Pierre, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are prepared, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Now, Judge, this happened almost 3 years ago. In the interim, he's been working, staying out of trouble, and he accepts responsibility for this conduct. I don't think you're going to see him back. The only issue we really have, I need to talk to court about, and by the way, I appreciate you letting us appear by Zoom. He lives in California, as you know, but he is planning on moving to Texas. So I don't know how that's going to work. Do we courtesy transfer it or just wait, or I don't know the answer to that. But right now he lives in California. So,
Why does he want to move to Texas?
Your Honor, basically, things, my financial situation would be better for me in Dallas. That's why I wanted to make that move. Also, as of my future also, so because I wanted to go to school and pick up another skill. So I wasn't going to be able to go to work and go to school and pay bills in California because things are so expensive. So I made a decision to move to Dallas. I have family in Dallas, and I was going to stay by their house for a little bit until I'm able to get my own apartment. Your Honor, around the time when I got into trouble, I was going through some situations with my family. I just had a little boy with my girl, and I just wanted to go to work and wanted her to help me out, but she didn't help me. So I
Wait a minute, time out. Who do you want to help you out?
No, I wanted my girl to help me because around that time when I got in trouble, I just had a newborn baby. And
No. What do you want her to help? What did you want your girlfriend, the mother of your child, to help you with?
Oh, I wanted her to go to work and help me out with the bills.
Were you all living together?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's who you chose to be the mother of your child.
Yeah, I know I made a mistake.
No, you made a choice.
Yeah, you're right. It was my choice.
So where are your parents?
My mom lives in New York.
So who's here in Dallas?
Oh, I have my cousin that lives in Dallas.
All right, and where's your child?
In California with his mom.
So are you planning on leaving your child in California and going to Dallas?
Yeah, because just for a short period of time, just so I can excel in life. And once I get all of my situations, my goals accomplished, I was gonna go back and raise him.
Well, your child may not know you when you come back. Children grow fast.
Yeah.
How far did you go in school?
I went to community college and
Okay.
I dropped out.
Why?
Because it was rough for my mom and I had to go to work like full time.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's $1,000 fine to be probated. I'll allow you to transfer to Dallas, Texas. There's to be no contact with Mae Young, parenting classes, 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination with the booster. The court is not requiring you to do that, but if you have that, 40 of those hours will be waived. The remaining hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs, field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months, and probation if there's no issues with reporting, the field visits in 3 months, you can discontinue that. Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, and Mr. Grandpierre, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
probably, like employment, like and better employment.
No, I mean, you're going to be forced to get a job. Well, not really forced. That's a part of your agreement.
No, I have a job right now. I've been working for 3 years. I'm talking about like a better opportunity to make
All
more.
right, you can speak to probation about that and they'll see if they can help you with employment opportunities.
All right,
All right, is there anything else?
that's it.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes,
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
yes,
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. I'm going to place you in a breakout room with probation.
Okay.
And counsel, you all can be excused from the breakout room once he goes over conditions.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Esperanza Marino. All right, and Mr. Grand Pierre, you need to go to the breakout room.
Okay.
And it's number 3.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, I see. Yes, I'm the one who did the no unsupervised contact because of the location.
Okay. And I have the sister's address too, Your Honor, if that would help, where she's been staying. And the sister is actually here too.
Okay. All right, so state, do you have any objection?
Daniel.
Do you have any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
So is she good for moving
Yes.
forward?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And on this one, they're supposed to be entering a plea. And so they just need paper, and that one's done.
Okay.
Christopher Medina. All right, the court is calling. Oh, you ready, Brenda? 2022 CR 6641. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Ruben Pisani for the defense.
And are you Mr. Medina?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Medina, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of criminal mischief, 2,500 to 30,000 as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, this punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility, $1,200 fine, probated, no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision. There is restitution, if any, to Elmar, Elimar Morales. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There'll be 100 hours community service restitution, no contact with Elimar Morales, and anger management. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
No. Did you have Charles Blunt come back? State, any evidence to support the plea?
Judge, state offers states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
I understand, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, other reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything that you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, do you want to tell me why you're knocking on the door of somebody who obviously does not want to be with you anymore? This is not a joke.
No, I'm not laughing.
So here's the thing. She doesn't want you. You came over to her apartment. You come over there with a fire. Don't give me attitude because I don't have to follow this agreement. You can't go to trial. So here's the question. She doesn't want you anymore. So why are you going over to her apartment, knocking on her front door with a fire extinguisher, spraying the front door with the fire extinguisher, and then breaking her car? Why are you doing that?
I understand what I did was wrong.
But why did you do it? Do you not understand when people don't want you anymore?
I couldn't accept it.
Why not? She doesn't want you. How old are you?
From I'm 23, yes, ma'am. From a recent situation that we've been in, me and my daughter's mom been together for 5 years. I've always tried to leave the woman. She never let me. And
no, people do let you leave. You say, I'm
she
gone,
never
bye.
did. She never did, ma'am. And when she wanted to leave, no, I didn't accept it. And I acted out 8 months ago.
and well, she's coming back. She's messing with me and I have to.
No, you're not going to have any contact with her. And here's the thing.
I,
This is what people need to understand. I don't know if people have this Romeo and Juliet complex that it appears that it's the end thing to do. But guess what? When people don't want you anymore, you leave them.
no, I completely
And
understand.
there's no thing as she won't let me leave. You know how you leave somebody? Bye. If you have a child together, you get an attorney to apply for a custody agreement. That's how you leave somebody. And I'm telling you right now, you are not going to have any contact with her. If she comes and knocks on your door, you're going to have to call the police.
I do have a police report, ma'am.
Okay. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I'm a barber.
And how many children do you have?
One, ma'am.
All right, this is the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $1,200 fine that will be probated. There's to be no contact with Elamar Morales.
Elmore is not my daughter's mom.
And yeah, Judge, I was.
What's the name of the mother?
I believe it's Brenda Martinez.
Yes.
All right, or Brenda Martinez. Is there any restitution?
That we were not aware of, Judge, to Brenda Martinez. We were just really given the information on.
Well, no, I mean, Elamar Morales.
Yes, on Elamar Morales, there was restitution. She's the owner of the car.
Okay, restitution, if any, to Elamar Morales. And if there's an issue with restitution, you can come back. I'm expecting the restitution to be whatever the deductible was. However, of course, if she didn't go through her insurance company, then that will be something different. So there's restitution, if any, to Elamar Morales, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right, we're going to do a drug test today. If he is negative, then we'll do regular UAs. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Anger management. 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours we waive if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours be waived. Parenting classes with Triple T. Once those parenting classes are completed, the remaining hours be waived. I'm going to want field visits 3 times per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else that he needs? Is there anything you need from the court in order to be successful? Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we are off the record. Do you need any water?
Yes.
All right, just have a seat on the front row.
One quick thing. He did want me to let you know, he just had a drug test done on the 7th. I don't know if that's soon enough to be taken into consideration, but if you want one today, then that's fine.
All right, we'll do one today. All right, thank you. All right, and Mr. Bonk, if I could see you in the state.
Sorry, what? Oh.
Okay. Oh, no, just Malik. These have already been set, right? Okay. Charles Blanc, can you come back?
Yes.
All right, so on Malik, we need a jury trial date and a plea deadline date for the new year. She's giving you a setting.
Okay.
And this is on Malik.
Yes.
We can, if you can mute us. All right, Rosalie Morales. Rosalie Morales. I'm sorry, we're waiting for your attorney. Okay, just give us a moment. Kilpatrick Taylor. All right, so where are we on this case? Do you have all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor, we have all the discovery. I motioned for quash the indictment last week, so there's a motion on file to quash the indictment. Otherwise, discovery, I believe I've received all.
Okay, I don't, State, have you seen that motion?
No, it would be filed and may have not seen it.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, let's recall this case for a hearing on his motion. All right, we'll come back on December 1st to hear your motion.
Sounds great. Thank you.
And if you can get a reset form for your attorney, I'm sorry, for your client.
And also, Your Honor, my action, Your Honor, like for us, this Monica's is concerned, was there any way that I can help him get some like more lenient stipulation or have Monica removed from my ankle?
All right, defense. If you'll file a motion with regards to the monitor, we'll hear that as well on December 1st.
I'll do that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll hear it all on December 1st, Mr. Patrick. And Brenda, do you see Mr. Kilpatrick? All right, thank you. Ernesto Lozano. Who's the attorney for Ernesto? Oh, thank you. Brenda, you ready? Court is calling 2022 CR 7740, State of Texas versus Ernesto Lozano. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Roger Pettis for Mr. Lozano, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Lozano?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lozano, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you weigh the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we are waiving count 2 and proceeding on count.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Lozano, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Okay.
Did you understand you're charged with theft of a vehicle, 30,000, but less than 150,000 as a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lozano, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 1. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
There is not, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Lozano, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Mr. Lozano understands there's a lot of confusion in terms of how this came about, but he's prepared to get this behind him, and very committed to get this behind him.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes, Your
Did you
Honor, I did.
understand it? And
Yes.
did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, good luck to you. We're off the record. How old are you?
51, Your Honor.
You've got to stop doing what you're doing. Otherwise,
I worked
majority of
for
your
that
life
gentleman-
is going to be
I
in
worked for the
prison.
Gentleman, I was his driver, but he wanted me to take the truck to El Paso. I live here in San Antonio.
Well, you can't disable GPSs on vehicle. Good luck to you.
This truck had no GPS.
Good luck to you. Who's here on Kamar Simpson?
I am, Judge.
Yes. Where is Kamar Simpson?
She's in custody in Waller County, Judge.
Okay.
You want me to put something on the record?
Well, what are we doing with her cases here?
Judge, I'm taking a look at all the files. There's 3 pending felonies. There are also 2 misdemeanors that are currently pending, so I was just taking a look at all the files.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, on Kamar Simpson, they say she's in Waller County. So let's reset this for a month. And Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure she's here by Zoom?
And Judge,
Waller
just
County,
clarification.
WH.
Yes. I'm sorry,
It's a mail.
it's a mail. Okay. Thank you.
No, just because I was a little confused there for a second.
No problem.
So was I.
All right, so which county?
Waller County.
Where is that located?
I don't know, Judge. I believe it's outside of Houston. I think you drive through it.
Give me just 1 second, Judge.
Yeah, Walmart County's outside.
Oh, Brenda, you're doing the geography today. All right, so we're gonna bring him back on the 16th of December, and we'll see if we can have him here by Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And let me ask you if you know what he's there for. Is it for a case other than here, or is there a warrant for here and that's why he's in custody there?
I'm sorry, Judge, were you asking me?
Yes.
What was the question?
Is he in custody in another county because there's a hold for him here, or are there other cases there?
There are other cases there. That's my understanding, Judge.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sorry to dump all that on you and then I realized what was going on.
Oh, he's here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, awesome.
That drives me.
Yes.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for standing in.
I don't know if I'll be covering tomorrow because she's injured me, so.
Ah, so we'll see if she gets selected. Yeah, that's done. Who's here on Rosalie Morales? Okay. Right. Fernando Zepeda.
I'm present for him. He's present, Judge.
All right, what is happening with this case?
We've conferred, we got an offer. So if we can get a resets for a final deadline.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 1-month plea deadline date for Fernando Zepeda? All right, we'll be back on December 16th. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, is the attorney here on Alfredo Hernandez?
Judge, that's why I think he's being called for tomorrow because they brought the wrong one.
Okay.
It's gonna be here tomorrow.
Okay,
So he said he'd practice bring tomorrow.
all right, thanks.
Yeah.
It's Alfredo Hernandez. Okay. Brenda, do you see what page Alfredo Hernandez is on? All right, thank you. Are we ready on Adriana Harrison? Okay.
He's in his office.
All right, thank you. All right, while we wait for him, Rosalie Morales. All right, what is happening with that case?
We'd like to get a reset. I'm also filling in again for Mr. Navy on this case. I did confer with Mr. Sanders.
And where is Rosalie? Okay. Okay,
Mr. Navy's more familiar with this case. However, I did confer with Marcus. We're looking to see about putting her in a PTD program or having to apply to that. I need to look into appropriate classes, which would be appropriate for her needs. So I'd like a reset to be able to research that part of it.
all right, Norma, can I have a 1-month reset on Rosalie Morales? All right, December 16th, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Cox. All right, the court is calling 2017 CR 8433W State of Texas versus Adriana Harrison. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Catherine Pollard, the state.
for the defense?
Cornelius Scott.
And are you Ms. Harrison?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adriana Kiana Harrison who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 8433W for the offense of forgery of a financial instrument on September 18, 2017 for a period of 4 years and extended for a period of 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
But it's violation of condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Adriana Kiana Harrison, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of July through September 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
Judge, we would waive the remaining violations.
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Judge, the agreement is to revoke and sentence to 4 days Bear County Jail under section 1244.
All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking the court to follow that agreement, Ms. Harrison?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court doesn't have a trial court certification. Oh, they're on the wall.
I have one. Filled out. I think I left it in my office in the back.
Yeah, could you want to go to your office? We need to start charging in the form of, I don't know, lunch for everybody or something.
Was there? I'll give no one.
Okay, let me see. Maybe it's mixed up with this one. No, it's not.
I had it on my. But I'll get another one.
All right, are you asking the court to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find you guilty. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of number 5 true. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 4 days in the Bear County Jail under 12.44. Give you credit for any time served, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. All right. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, And because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? Next, the court is going to call 2022 CR 10906W. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Catherine Pollard.
Defense.
Cornelius Pratt.
And are you Ms. Harrison?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your clients?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver of indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has a right to have the case presented to him and review the case, and has 10 days for preparation for jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney also has 2 days from the presentation of the information?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Showing you what's entitled information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with continuance of violence against family? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Harrison, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration NIMAC number 6694443, 679-250, grand jury numbers 782-104, 782-105, 782-106, county court cause number 639826. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, the BIPP course. And you received judgment sat in 2017 CR 8433W. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
State,
Yes, Judge.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be 200 hours community service restitution and no contact with Taquidra, Taquiedra Evans. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, Judge, we'd offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1.
No objection.
I'm showing you what's entitled Wavering Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication or proceeding with sentencing.
Oh, we would like to.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just, we asked the court to consider and approve the agreement in this case. The only kind of unnecessary issue or request that we're just making, instead of having a no contact order, we would, our preference would be a no harmful or injurious contact with the witness.
All right. So it appears to me that your relationship with Miss Evans is over. It's concluded. You're not going to have any contact with her. I'm not going to allow that. Because anytime somebody needs a court to tell you not to be harmful or injurious in a relationship, you don't need to be in that relationship.
Yes.
So I'm going to explain to you as best I can. She doesn't want you anymore. Even if she does want you, I'm telling you, she can't have you and you can't have her because I'm not going to allow it. And if there is contact with her, you're going to be looking at 10 years in the prison. And I want to stress this, and I want this for you to internalize it. This probation, if I give it to you, it's a contract with the court. It's not a contract with the state. It's not a contract with your attorney. So if you all come in and decide, oh, she violated her probation, we're coming up to an agreement, I don't have to follow that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that your relationship with her is over?
Yes, ma'am.
Do y'all have children together?
Yes, ma'am. But, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
No, ma'am.
All right, so there's no need to be in contact with her. Do y'all have a home together?
Yes, but I don't stay there.
No, I mean, are you on the lease?
No.
Are you all married?
No.
All right, so you don't have a relationship with her. There's no reason for you to be in a relationship with her. How old are you?
27.
All right, so you old enough to know that there are other people out there in the universe. And I'm sure that you've been alive longer than you have known her. So the relationship is done. It's over.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what I mean when I say it's over?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I tell you, you have no contact with her, that means you're not to call her, you're not to send her flowers. The holidays are coming up. You're not to send her a just because card. You're not to send her thinking of you cards. You're not to send her a happy Thanksgiving card. It is as if you do not know her. If you see her walking on the side of the street, or even think you see her walking on the side of the street, you better go in the other direction.
Yes, ma'am.
If you see her at the store and you think that's her, you better go in another direction.
Yes, ma'am.
You know how some people do that thing where they're driving through Starbucks or somewhere and they do a pay it forward? If you see her behind you in a car and you're going through a drive-in and you say, you know what? I want to pay the person behind me's meal. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by no contact.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's a $1,500 fine. That's to be probated. 5 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration NIMAG numbers 669443, 679250, grand jury number 782104, 782105, 782106, county court cause number 639826. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, the BIPP course. Are you employed?
I was until I got on full house arrest.
All right, and there's a reason why you're on full house arrest. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Parenting classes, once you complete those parenting classes, then the remaining of those hours will be waived. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with Takirda. I know I'm saying the name different each time. I don't know if all these vowels are supposed to be pronounced or not, but it's TAQUIEDRA Evans. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UA. If you're tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
There's going to be field visits 2 times per month until further notice. State with regards to the GPS, are you okay to begin with tracking, but with the curfew?
Yes, Judge.
With the, I don't think there was a GPS on, maybe I missed that. Continued GPS, she's been on GPS already.
Yeah, and since she's been on GPS, we haven't had any problems with her and Miss Evans.
Correct. No problem.
So, yeah, so we're going to do tracking, but I'm going to do a curfew. And your curfew is from 7 a.m. So she can leave the house at 7 a.m., but she needs to be back in the house by 7 p.m. If you have, yes, if you have employment, then the court will consider increasing curfew with employment.
So it wouldn't be, we would have to come back to court. If, say that if the job wants to work till 8 o'clock, then we have to come back to court to get.
Oh, no, she has to give proof to probation of her work schedule. And probation, she used to be on GPS tracking for 3 months. We'll see how that works out. If there's no problem and somebody wants it removed, then the court will consider it at that point.
We waive the fee. Well, the fees were waived. Will we continue?
Yes. All right, is there anything else? All right, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of, I'm sorry, probation. Is there anything else she needs?
The GPS on probation.
All right, we'll defer it. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Do you know what I mean when I say no contact?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to express that anymore?
No, ma'am.
All right, and that means no social media either.
Mhm.
No social media. I love you. You know, somebody and no contact through third parties.
Yes, ma'am.
If that happens, We're not going to have a conversation. A motion to revoke is going to be presented to me. And if it's in proper order, I'm going to sign it. And we're going to either hear those allegations with you behind bars brought over, or either you're on bond. And then at that point, if it's proven to be true, you may end up going to prison for 10 years. And so from here on out, anything you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could potentially get me sentenced to prison for 10 years? And if you have a question of maybe it will, maybe it won't, you probably shouldn't do it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you. Javier Medina.
Good
Hello.
morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I remember you, Mr. Medina. How are things going? All right. So what are we doing with Mr. Medina?
Judge, we are looking for some discovery on this case. Both Daniel and I have put in requests to two different people. There's a warrant that's missing. And then we're just trying to confirm that we have all the offense reports.
All right. So I'll recall this for Norma. Can we have this come back on December 16th? All right. So if there's somebody who needs to be subpoenaed for us to get the information that he's entitled to, then everyone needs to subpoena those persons.
Yes, Judge.
All right. And Mr. Medina, are you working?
Employed? No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm
Because
working on my own.
all right, because I would allow you to appear by Zoom if you were employed or had somewhere else you needed to be.
Okay.
So you're okay to appear in court?
Yes. It's fine.
Okay, all right, we'll bring you back on December 16th. And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. You're welcome. Carlos Martinez.
We both are, there's a situation I think to address, Mr. Martinez.
All right, where's Mr. Martinez?
In custody, we haven't brought him out.
What issue is being addressed?
Well, Judge, you had appointed me in court on him. This was the one that writ that came down, and so it was starting all over 2017. But I guess he picked up a new case and Alemán sent it to the new case. When I was appointed in court, we talked about whether he was Spanish speaking or English speaking. He came across as possibly English speaking, but he's not. He's a Spanish speaker. Everybody in his family is Spanish speaker. And so communication's been difficult. Not only that, he got rearrested. So from my perspective, I think it'd be best to get a Spanish speaking attorney, and then he has this new case in Alemán as well. And so all those issues would be this.
Your Honor, on the new case, I don't think he's been indicted yet.
No, he's indicted.
Months ago.
You mean the assault family second?
Yeah.
And that wasn't outstanding when I was appointed.
And he also has a misdemeanor. Or the same incident.
All right, Deputy Laura, you can tell him to bring Mr. Martinez back on December 16th. All right, guys. See you all back on December 16th. Court's at 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, as far as the Spanish speaking, you just want me to deal with, I can.
Yes.
That's fine.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I have another case also. It's also a jail inmate, and I have a problem with that case.
What case is that?
That's Mr. Eric De Lomba. He appears to have been indicted as a habitual.
Yes.
It's making the first degree. And I'm not supposed to do first degree because when I went blind, I messed up. The cutoff dates were, and they won't let me get back on.
Okay, we'll remove you from that case then. All right.
I could do it. I don't think it's any big deal, but they won't let me.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Norma, on Eric DeLumba, can we recall this for tomorrow and just see if we can get another attorney to represent him?
Your Honor, he is considered an escape.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I think we have something this afternoon. Although I think it's been. Okay.